Welcome to another hsextra.com high school football video. My name is Joe Serrera, and we are joined this week by Reidsville head coach Jimmy Teague, whose Rams are home on Friday night against the Page Pirates, and Doug Robertson, a familiar name for you, a former Reidsville Ram, former head coach up there. I know you don't like playing regular season games against your former players and assistants unless you have to. How did this one kind of come about?
Well, early on when they were talking about realignment, obviously we were put in the West, and so all the traditional teams that we played were basically in the East. So, when we started talking about it, Doug was looking for the same week, and at that time I was taking anybody and everybody, I guess, who was willing to play. So that's kind of how it worked out. We got 10 games and nobody on the schedule except for the county schools are traditional that we've always played. That's kind of, I guess, the main reason how it got worked out.
Mm-hmm. How hard is it to prepare for a team coached by someone you know so well and somebody who knows you and your program so well?
Yeah, there's not going to be any secrets when we line up, so it's, in some ways it's good early in the season because, you don't have to see a wing tee or something that you haven't prepared for all spring and summer. So you're going to be playing against your own self in a lot of ways. Although they do some things that, Doug is obviously his own man and does some different things, but a lot of what they do is similar, and so preparation will be a little easier, which allows us, I think, early in the year to focus again on the fundamental things that we're not really good at right now that we got to get better at if we're going to have a really good football team.
Mm-hmm. What's the personal side of it like when you guys get together? I know you talk a lot. I know I talked to Doug earlier today, and he said you guys are get together on Sunday evenings, but the rest of the week is it pretty much shut down now until after that game Friday night when you guys are out there talking on the field?
If there's something that comes up that we need to talk about, I'm not hesitant to call Doug for sure. And the guy that we bounce ideas off of all the time about different things, and we know that this week is a little different because we're going to be playing each other. But we also talked Sunday after we did share a meal on Sunday evenings that we're going. It's like when you're on a golf course, you're going to compete like crazy when you're playing against them. But when it's all over, we're going to hug and be friends and wish each other luck. Because again, the biggest thing for both of us right now is get our football teams better so that we can be good down the road, and that's the goal. Stay healthy and get better for the preparation down the road.
Mm-hmm. His team last Friday night showed some good signs against a strong Dudley team. Didn't get the win, but much improved from last season. What do you see when you look at this year's Page team on film? I mean, you probably didn't look at them much last year because you weren't preparing for them, but what do you see?
Yeah, comparing it from last year or last spring is difficult, but I see a good football team when I turn the tape on. It don't take you long to realize that they're pretty talented in a lot of different spots. Linebacker, running back, offense, defensive line. The free safety is impressive. So they got a lot of good players. I know they got some young guys too that are going to get better as the year goes on. And we're kind of in that same boat with our young guys that we all got to keep getting better. And for us to be good by the time we get to October, November, our young guys are the ones that's got to raise their bar up because we know what to expect from the older guys, and I'm sure he feels the same way.
Mm-hmm. Your Rams are coming off of a 35-14 win over Western Alamance at home last Friday night. What are some of the things that you learned about your team in that game?
Well, again, the young guys, for the most part, I thought played well, and we've had to make some position changes for a few of our guys to fill some holes from some needs in different areas. And I thought the guys who made position changes also played well for the first time. We have started a sophomore quarterback who, I thought did some really good things, and hopefully he's going to grow and get better as well. And, it's a learning process for all of us right now to learn what we're good at and what we got to get better at.
You mentioned that sophomore quarterback, Al Lee. Big shoes to fill there, obviously. Kyle Penix, one of the best quarterbacks in North Carolina high school football history, a three-time state champion. A lot of experienced guys with championship pedigrees to replace. How do you get those young guys up to speed. You know, they're not going to be there right away, but I know some of them did get some playing time last year because of games where you guys were up. How do you get them ready, and how do you prepare them for the pressure of starting for Reidsville?
Yeah, I think, you know, we got to approach it kind of like we did when Kyle's a sophomore. We can't overload Al with what we want to do right now. And so we're blessed right now with a very talented backup quarterback in Landon Denny. So we feel really good about that position overall. And, you know, both of them are learning the system. And although Al did play, you know, quarterback for us last year and was a backup. But again, we kind of scale the offense back a little bit for him to hopefully allow him to make good decisions. And like we told him, same thing we told Kyle when he was a sophomore, you know, do what you're capable of doing and don't try to do too much. And, you know, so hopefully, I thought he did a pretty good job of that Friday night. Hopefully he's going to grow in that same thing this coming week.
Who are some of the other guys who are kind of new faces or new names? Saw running back Shaheem Watlington had a big game against Western Alamance. Obviously he's one of those guys. Who are some of the other people to watch for?
Yeah, Shaheem is a guy that's moved in here from up in Danville and had a really good game, both at linebacker and at running back. And, you know, he's a big part of what we're going to do. And alongside of him, although, you know, JD was a sophomore linebacker for us last year, JD is now also a big cog on the offensive side of the ball. He had a touchdown catch Friday night. And so not just defensively, but offensively, JD is going to be a big factor for us. Paul Weiderman and Vince, the two brothers, Vince is a senior and Paul is a sophomore. Both of them played a lot and ended up, you know, started. Both of them have kind of transitioned into a little bit different positions and are going to be big factors for us as well. And then we got a young freshman who had a really good game, Jari Cobb. He's going to be a really good football player for Reidsville High School. And like I said, he made some good plays for us as a freshman on the defensive line, which was one of our really big needs last year. Those are some of the guys. We had some others obviously too, but Kai and Jordan at free safety, which is another big need for us, spot, I thought did some good things. And, you know, they all got to continue to get better, I think.
You mentioned, you know, one of your young defensive linemen. You had a really special group back in the spring on both lines, some guys who went both ways. Isaiah Mosqueda, Kai Rank, and just a really special group. How hard has it been to replace those guys who were such a big part of what you guys did?
And it's obviously we're not going to replace them. We're trying, like Holes. Vince is one of those guys. Vince played like a slot back for us last year on offense. We moved him to guard, and he is it takes a special young man for, especially going into his senior year, to be able to do that. And again, I thought for his first game out as an offensive lineman, he did a really good job for us. And Trey Lee, not very big guy, but he's stepping in for us at another offensive line spot. He was a backup last year and has done very well again for the first game. We thought Tommy Lunsford at center, another backup for us last year. And again, those guys have to continue to get better. The one returner, Nashawn Price, is probably as good a junior lineman as we've had in the program in a while. And he's got to be the leader of that group. And Nasir Kelly, the other starter. Josh Williams, the guy that kind of fits in a lot of different roles for us. Those six guys are kind of the guys that kind of paved the way. Not going to be what we had last year, but they know what the expectation is for them, and they're working really hard to get there.
What does your team need to do Friday night to get a win against a pretty good Page football team at Community Stadium?
We like I said earlier, we got to get better in fundamentals. You know, we missed some tackles. We were not good in a couple of pass situations. We just got to continue to, like I said, work fundamentals to get better in those areas and grow it and grow. The young guys got to continue to grow and get better in what we do. And, you know, step two in a long process, hopefully. And we just want to see progress. And if we see progress, and then I'll be pleased Friday night. And I know we got a quality opponent coming in, which is another good thing. You play quality people, you find out where your weaknesses are and where you got to get better. So that's another thing that I'm looking forward to, is for them to hopefully not expose too many weaknesses, but for us to figure out where we got to get better at.
Sounds good. Looking forward to seeing you guys on Friday night against Page. And Best of luck in that game and the rest of the season.
Appreciate it, Joe.